When you make it to the NBA, your goal obviously is to have success and win a championship. But not everybody's goal is to win a championship. Teams draft you, put them in a position to win a championship. Now, people's careers go different ways. Some people live up to the hype. Some people don't live up to the hype. James Harden, in OKC, won a big role with the Houston. Had success there. If Chris Paul doesn't get injured, he might have won another championship or won a championship. And if you're not winning, if you're not in the process of winning a championship, some people are like, I can't have it all. I'm not gonna lose money and not win. I think when you get to the level of stardom that James Harden is at, he wants to win a championship, but he also wants to have the scenery, the nightlife, and Houston versus Brooklyn, New York, or the New York area that they're at is completely different. Obviously, there's a lot of restrictions right now. Houston does things a lot differently than Brooklyn. We see what legislation that's in place that's preventing a guy like Kyrie from playing and other things. And James Harden is kind of like, hey, this is not really what I want to do. And there's been things on social media about the nightlife and the clubs in Brooklyn, New York, and in the New York area versus Houston, and there's been a lot of talk. The Houston, nightlife and scenery, especially the clubs that he likes to go to, they're a lot better than in Houston. And then we talk about, okay, if he wants out of Brooklyn, where we go? Well, if you go to Philadelphia, the cost, even though he's an athlete, a millionaire upon million, has millions upon millions, Philadelphia's cost of living is a lot less than say Brooklyn, New York. Now, Boston has a lot of great scenery too. We're not talking New York City, we're talking Brooklyn. And housing, how he wants his house built is a lot different. There's a lot of people in the New York area compared to the Houston area. Now, Houston is one of the largest cities in the United States, but the nightlife is not the same. The scenery is not the same. Little artists, the type of music he listens to, it's a lot different in New York than it is in Houston, where he's enjoyed his life. So if he's not winning, he's probably going to want to leave. If you trade him, what are you going to get from him? If he doesn't commit, the Nets should definitely trade him and get something for him. Will it be Ben Simmons? I don't know. But I'll say, where do you want to go if you don't want to be here? I don't think he's going to go to Miami because he doesn't want to be with Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler. They're about practicing, I'm not saying he doesn't want to practice, but the nightlife that he wants to experience and the type of lifestyle he wants to live outside of basketball off the court, not really conducive with Miami. Houston allowed him to do that. I don't see him going to the Clippers or the Lakers. So for him, he has to really decide: is it about winning or is it about winning and being a star in a city? And that's a question that James Harden and Nets will have to figure out before the trade deadline, because I'm not going to let him walk. I've seen the Celtics do it with Gordon Hayward, let him walk. You let Kyrie walk. You let a lot of guys walk. We've seen KD walk before, LeBron walk before. Now, obviously, you don't trade KD and LeBron, but you can get something for Harden. You should try to get something for Harden, or you're going to be in a rebuild because you traded all these picks. So we'll see what the Nets do. I think he should say he has a great chance of winning a championship with the Nets, but he wants more than just a championship. He wants to thrive in the community and experience great things that that are offered to him, being an NBA superstar on and off the court.